Welcome back to the TriFecta Airsoft podcast. I'm your host, E-Rock. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you never miss another podcast. Also, do me a favor. Go on to whatever podcast app you listen to us on and give us a rating and review. That really helps us rank in the searches. Thank you so much. Let's get into the podcast. All right.
Yeah, how's your morning going?
It's going good, man. Let me change this chair here. It's all loud. There we go. Yeah, it's going good. It was nice, having off work today because it's a Monday. And where I'm at in South Carolina, it rained last night. So it's like all dreary and cloudy outside. So it looks kind of shitty. It's one of those Monday mornings you definitely don't want to go to work.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I woke up this morning. It's like, oh, my God, do I got to go to work? I'm like, no, why am I up at 5? Nope. Put the phone back on snooze, going back to sleep. Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, my alarm goes off at 6, and it went off this morning. I have Halo, the Halo soundtrack that wakes me up. So I'm like in game mode, right, when I wake up. But I woke up and I was like, I don't have to get up. Yeah.
Yeah, Halo is one of my all-time favorite games. It's actually one of the games that got me into playing video games.
Yeah. A lot of people, right?
Yeah, Halo. I played video games. I had the PS2 when I was a kid and stuff like that. But my older cousin had the first generation Xbox. I went over his house one day, and he played Halo, and I was just like stuck. So for like every day for that week, I was going over his house. And then one day, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy me an Xbox. Forget it, I just bought it and hooked on. Recently now, my son took over my Xbox. So I haven't played any video games. But yeah, Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty, and Assassin's Creed. Those are my games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when Assassin's Creed came out, man, it changed. That was another kind of a different style of gameplay and story that was really cool and in-depth.
Yeah, I like the freedom of just going around and just changing stuff, and then like how they use history into the video games. That was really cool to me.
Yeah, that was cool as hell. A lot of us gamers are kind of like into history as well. So we, when that came out and it showed like real history, like you're learning shit while you're playing. And I'm like, whoa, this is cool as hell. And then, of course, all the parkour stuff, climbing, hadn't really been done in very many, games or whatever, where you could do that. Plus the fighting style was cool, the sword play.
Oh, yes. The ability, what was it? The one they did in Rome when you can make your own bombs. You have to find the ingredients. That was really cool.
That was cool as hell.
That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like being an assassin? You remember when Hitman, the Hitman games came out, the sneak and peek and stuff. The other one, Sam Fisher was the character. What is that? I can't even think of the name. It's so crazy. It came out years ago.
Yeah, it's blowing my mind. Why somebody watch this and while we were talking about this, they're going to be like, oh, that's the game.
Yeah, it's going to, I can see the case, the game case, the green, because it had the nod, night vision kind of.
Ghost Recon? No, I can't remember.
Splinter Cell.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Because I could remember the clip and them saying his name, but I couldn't figure out exactly where it was.
Right.
Old age is catching up.
I know. Look, I'm telling you, bro. I'm going to be 52 this month. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I would have never thought that.
To me, it's just a number. I don't really care about that. Like, it's never really bothered me, like when I turn a certain age, because I just go by how I feel, and I feel good. So I don't give a shit. Whatever.
I'm over here talking about old age. I'm just going to turn 36 in November.
Okay. What's funny? I was listening to Spooky.
Yeah.
Alexis, she had posted on her Instagram like a couple weeks ago, whatever, one of those like questions, ask me a question kind of thing. So somebody asked her something about, will you still be playing airsoft when you're 30? She's like, when I'm that old, I don't know. And I'm going, I remember when I was, when I
Yeah.
was in the military, I was, 19, 20, 21. I, I remember meeting somebody that was 30 years old going, God damn, I'm not even going to make it to 30, bro. Like, that's old as hell.
Growing up, I used to say I'm never gonna make it to 21, and look at this. And that was my saying. Oh, 21, man, I'm not even gonna see that
Yep.
number. Yeah.
It's funny. Oh, yeah. And now, and once you get past kind of like once you hit like 25 or something, time just goes fast as hell.
It
And you go,
does.
holy shit.
I actually was
Yep.
thinking about that last year, and I'm like, wow, man, I'm already 35. What the heck? What happened to the past 10 years? What happened? Like, I couldn't even remember. And then I look
Yeah.
at my youngest son. I'm like, oh, that's what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Kids make time fly, bro.
Yes. And
Yeah.
them gearing up for school. School out here is Wednesday, and I'm just looking. I have three. I'm just looking at them like, wow, they're just getting old. High school, middle school,
Yeah.
elementary school. I'm just like, yeah,
Hell
no,
yeah, man. Yeah,
yeah,
good luck, because that's my wife and I, we have 5 kids, and they were all close in age, so they were all in those uh similar grades at the same time. You have so your Instagram is King Lobo or Lobo?
King Lobo. Like people call me Lobo. Like the King part was like a joke in the beginning.
Yeah,
Um, One of my friends, Sicario, if he's watching this, he's gonna be happy I said his name. He
follow
was,
him.
we're all on the same team, so I'm the captain, and I was saying some stuff one day, and he was like, "All right, King, all right," and I was like, "You know what? King Lobo sounds pretty good. All you guys could bow to me. I'm changing my name now." And then I put it on there, and it just stuck. So I was like, I'm leaving it alone.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. When I changed our password to the Wi-Fi, all we'd have big parties. All these people are coming over, and they're bringing friends, and they're bringing family, and brothers and sisters and everything, and everyone's like, "Hey, what's the Wi-Fi? What's the Wi-Fi?" And the random ones they give you is fucking annoying as shit. It's supposed to be
yeah,
secure. I get it, but like I don't care if somebody, we don't, in the area we live in, the street we live on, you can't really get, we don't have neighbors.
yeah,
So the closest street, your house across the street, that actually somebody's there or whatever. But anyway, I didn't care if somebody got on our Wi-Fi. So I changed the password to King Eric. My name's Eric. And I said, I'm going to change it to this because I know my kids they're going to hate it. You know what I mean? They love to hate it. And so they came over the next time and they're like, what's the password again? I'm like, King Eric. And they're like, oh my God, of course you would name it that. I said, well, you'll never forget it.
yeah. Pretty
So,
much. It's gonna stay in their mind forever now.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Like, you're so full of yourself. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to make it easy to remember. Okay.
yeah. That's my wife. When like my friends are around, they'll be like, King Lobo. She just looks at me. She's like, King, really? I'm like, bow down. When you know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah,
Hell yeah. Okay. So you started a team, uh, the Flawless
yeah. Flawless
Technique.
Technique Airsoft. Yeah. Uh, Started that team about wow over a year ago.
Hmm.
Most of us, the originating first five, I say, we all knew each other. Like I've been on two different airsoft teams before. I helped start one prior to this, the Lost Boys. That was a great
Oh,
team.
nice.
But they were more like, we're doing Milsim. A lot of people had their own agenda, not agenda, but like their life stuff, like how to take
Yeah.
care of stuff. So slowly by slowly, it was like disappearing. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe I won't even be on a team anymore. Maybe I'll just go dolo, play for a little bit, bring the boys out. And then one of my good friends, Sicario, was like, well, if you don't start a team, I'm going to join somebody else. So then my home field, Rochester Airsoft, talked to me, was like, if you start your team again, we would like to sponsor you. And I'm like, all right, just force me to start a team. Okay, here we go. And so then I just started a team. And from there, we just started doing stuff, playing. Uh, it went from five to about nine of us now. So we do the Milson. Like I do Milson games. We play the indoor games, competition games. So we do a little mixture of everything. There's
Oh,
everybody on the
that's
team
cool.
has something.
Right. Yeah. I was looking at your Instagram and your YouTube, videos and stuff, and I saw you had some mixture of, because I think when I first found you or whatever, and when I first started, asking to be on or whatever, we started talking. I think I thought uh, you were just Speed QB stuff,
Oh
you know,
no.
like the tournament stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, but then I saw your YouTube, and it was you had some other stuff in there, and
Yeah.
then you have a lot of sponsors too.
Yeah, we do.
Um, that's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, it's just like everybody asks, like, "Oh, how you got these sponsors?" I was like, honestly, I just talk to people. Like,
Right.
I don't ask for anything. Even, you have Road Customs. She's one of my sponsors and really good friend of mine. And me and him talked for months. I
Yeah.
never asked him for anything. Even to this day, after he sponsored me, I don't ask him for anything.
No.
No. And I actually was just talking to him yesterday, and I told him I was going to be on the podcast. He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, we talk mostly
I
every
love
other
that
day.
dude, man. He's so energetic.
Oh, he's a clown sometimes.
Oh yeah.
He will call me and answer the phone and start saying something. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And just start laughing. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I got your attention." I'm
Yep.
like, I'm like, yeah, we're all going down to Rhode Island. This actually be the first physical time me and him actually see each other in face.
Nice. At EA
So
Fest.
in EA Fest, that'll be
Nice.
my second time going down. The first time we went down was wow, when was this beginning of last year. We went down for a tournament when they
Okay.
first opened up their competition field, and it was great. And now I see videos and it looks incredible. Like it's the new focus point on this side of the East Coast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's you guys, so you're in the area like around New York. So you
Yeah. Yeah. Upstate New York. You know where Buffalo is?
Yep.
Rochester?
Hmm.
That's where, I mean,
Oh, okay.
I've been out here for my 13 years. And so I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York City.
Okay.
I was born and raised there. Then I moved to Utica, New York, finished high school there, a little bit of college, then moved to Rochester. And then I've been out here ever since.
Okay.
So I live all over New York, from downstate
Yeah.
to upstate. I go from all over.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You like the weather there?
No, the weather sucks. Like right now it's raining. We got Saturday we left to Jersey. So me and the wife did a little getaway. We
Nice.
went to Jersey. We went to see a concert. We actually seen Paulie D, like the DJ, the guy from Jersey Shore.
Oh
He's
shit.
Yeah, he's actually a really good DJ. It's not me and my wife's thing. A couple of ours, friends of ours, were going down. They invited us, and like, we don't get to do things like that. Let's go do it. So we went down there, had a great time. But a lot of these young kids jumping on my back and pushing around, and I was like, no, I can't do this like that. But it was a good time, just for us, But yesterday we were stuck in the airport. We had a layover for like 3 hours. I didn't get home till like 11 o'clock last night.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was better than driving. That was like 7 hours away from us, and we were like,
Oh yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. It's like 2 hour drive. We went to on Saturday. We went to the SS Airsoft Call
oh
of Duty
yeah,
event,
yeah,
and that's only 2 hour drive for us. So that's like perfect.
yeah,
2 hours. Don't you don't even, right when you start getting like, okay, it's a little bit long, you're almost home,
yeah,
uh but yeah, it's 7 hours and longer, if it takes most of the day to drive, it sucks, man.
yeah. That's why me and Ricky, he's on my team. We call him the shooter, and Hangman. We're all driving from here to Rhode Island, and that's 6 hours
Okay.
on that Friday, like mid morning. I think we're deciding to leave,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about it now, like drive again.
Well, if you have a group, you can switch and kind of
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
makes it a little better. Or even
And what?
just talking when you're on a road trip, like if you're
Yeah,
just talking with somebody, the time flies.
yes.
But whenever
Dep-
if everyone's like knocked out, they're just bored and like sleeping or whatever, like it's quiet, the driver, for whoever's driving, it sucks. It's like forever.
Yeah. Oh, that's usually that. I never know with these two. One could be sleeping passed out in the back. The other one could be zoning out, and then I'm just driving like, really, guys? I'm gonna play this music really, really loud to wake you guys up. I gotta be up. You gotta be up. I ain't playing.
I'm
So
telling you. Well, speaking of the going to the concert you went to, my wife and I, I like heavier music, and like metal and shit like that. So we went to a concert, I don't know, a couple months ago or whatever. Megadeth and Trivium, and there's, we could go on the floor, and we're standing at the we live in Greenville, South Carolina,
Okay.
and so the arena it was at, you know, it's a, they do like basketball games there and, hockey games and shit. So we had floor seats or standing or whatever, but there's a mosh pit, obviously. And I'm like, bro, I I used to be into that. I'm not in that kind of shape anymore, man. I'll get knocked over and won't be able to get up. So I'm like, I keep backing up. Me and my wife keep backing up a little more, because it keeps like growing
Yeah.
and growing, and everyone's like, so now we're on the edge where the fence thing is, and I'm just kind of trying not to spill my beer, and I'm kind of helping push people back into it when they get pushed out. So I got elbowed in the face, not hard, but it was fun. It was fun, and everybody's cool, But
That's
yeah, man.
cool. Throwing them bowls in the mosh pit. I
I'm
can't.
saying.
Uh, yeah, no. Where we were at, there was actually a pool that literally, if you can jump in, and you're
Oh
not allowed to.
shit.
So I remember when me and my wife had enough with these kids jumping on us, because we got there early. We were like literally by the gate.
Yeah.
And it got to a point that, you had these little young girls drunk. They're trying to scream for this guy. They're jumping on my back. So me and my wife was like, done. And I'm just walking. And I'm trying to get through the crowd. And if I didn't look down in 2 seconds, the edge of the pool right there, I was going to go in it. And my
Oh
wife would have
shit.
probably let me. She would probably would have. But I was like, wow, it's like everybody's just crowded. And I'm just like, man, the dude's a good DJ, but like guys need to just relax. Like there's this whole open area. Like you guys are just here. Like, I don't know. But it was a good
I'm
experience.
the people need an outlet, man. They're ready to party and
I put
get
them
out
on,
there,
if
and
they need an outlet, I put them on the airsoft field.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why so many people I've talked with, like this kind of thing comes up where airsoft is such a good hobby, because it covers this wide range of interests, for people. So, there's if you want, it's such a broad spectrum of for a hobby. If
Yeah.
you get into golf, there's like a couple things you can do. You can go putt golf, right? You can go to the driving range, and then you can play the 18 holes or 9 or 18 holes, whatever. That's about it, but it's all the same gameplay, style. You don't really dress differently for each one of those. Airsoft, you got milsim, and then there's different levels of milsims. So milsim West, like
Yeah.
100% like military simulation kind of shit, right? Continuous 48 hour, whatever. And then you've got speed QB. Then you've got just regular, outdoor, capture the flag, open play or whatever. And there's different outfits, and I mean, it's like one of the video games where you can just customize your character for each load and just save this loadout. Okay, I just picked this loadout for this, this
Yeah.
game type. Pick this loadout for this game type. You can have all this shit. I mean, there's so much to get into. And then if you're into like teching, if you want to work on your own guns, if you're an artist and you want to spray paint shit, like Rogue Custom does. I mean, there's so many things to get into. And of course, patch walls, which I love your background.
Oh no.
Um,
If I
yeah,
move my
dude,
lap, if I move my laptop, there's more.
oh my God, look at that. Holy shit, bro. This is awesome. Okay.
I
Oh,
got
you got the
that.
slaughter.
Yep. Those are like the patches I wear. The ones all the way to, I think that would be your right. It's my team patches, my patches. Kill House is a tournament that I run out here. Then the middle one is like events, fields, people I know. Those are their patches, and then these are collectors' patches
Oh,
that
shit.
that cost pretty much like 20 to 30. Some of them up in the top corner I could resell for like $100. It's just
Wow.
yeah.
Now,
That's
did I see an RGK patch up there?
The
by
little
the Slaughter
eyeball.
one?
Yeah.
Is that the was that the special edition one, the fuck RGK thing?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he has any more. It was on Slaughter's website, but yeah. When I purchased, I got the shirt too. When I got the shirt, I got uh, the little patch.
Yeah, because I talked to Honey Badger. He was talking about it, and he showed me the patch, and he's like, and I was like, I've heard this. I've heard this online. Fuck RGK. I have no idea what the reference is, and he was telling me a little bit about it. And
Yeah.
so, what do you know the story on that?
Uh,
I know this is off topic. I'm
yeah.
curious
No,
because
no.
I
It.
mentioned it to somebody just in fact this morning that I was chatting with, and I'm like, damn, I'm real spotty on the details. But anyway, I know there was
Yeah.
a beef between him and some other player that he called out for some other shit,
No, it was.
and
Yeah, it was more like this is what I know. Don't take me quote. You know what I mean? It a business does lives, right? And during that one live they did, RGK popped on. And then somewhere in the background, you hear somebody says, fuck RGK. Everybody heard it clear as day.
yeah,
So RGK found out big thing was going on. And from my knowledge, what was the last one? I think it was Georgia when they did the SS anniversary, or maybe prior to that. I can't remember when RGK and Slaughter were talking about it. And it was like an inside joke. And they were like,
right,
fuck it, do it. And they actually did it. So it's kind of like one of those things, like, if you ever get RGK to come on here, you probably explain it a little bit better. Um,
yeah.
so
I
Kev,
want him to come on.
yeah, if Kev, if you're listening to this and I messed it up, my bad. I'm not trying to cut all the details, but you know what I'm saying. But no, but it was more like an inside joke that went that
Right,
far. But that's from my knowledge, what I know about it.
yeah,
Anything more in detail, like what happened after the fact, I don't know. I just know it started originating
yeah.
from that. So
Okay, yeah, because Honey Badger talked about it when he was like, "Yeah, I got the patch and the shirt, whatever," and I was like, What is it?" And he was like, "Well," and he didn't really go into it either. He was like, "Well, but he knew that RGK and Slaughter kind of worked together to get the thing, put it out there like a limited edition kind of.
yeah,
There's only like 40 of them made or something, so it's
yeah.
pretty cool when I see that.
Yeah. Well, RGK is more out here in the East Coast. Like I
Hmm.
met him last winter around my birthday. They did we drove to Maryland. They did like something called a Turkey Classic. It was actually physically on my birthday.
Oh
So I
shit,
went down.
nice.
Yeah. So I went down there with two of the guys, Ducky and Jose. We went there, played, and that's when I met him. And he's a cool dude, very humble, like always giving back to the community. And after that, we talk here and there on Instagram, always doing something. He's a really good dude.
Yeah, I invited him on the podcast like maybe not even 2 weeks ago, and or maybe it has been longer than that. Who knows? Time fast, but it might have been after I talked with Honey Badger
Yeah.
a few weeks ago about it, and so I invited him on. He's down for it. He said he had to get some stuff. He's busy or whatever. So, but
Oh, he's
yeah,
a
I'm,
busy
I'm
guy. Busy guy.
oh for sure, dude. He's got a shit ton going on. I really, I'm always really open to people's schedules.
Yeah.
I know that, most of us, we work full time. Some of us have, still have families, kids or whatever, in the house or not. And then, the airsoft thing is like when you work during the week and if you have kids, like that's most of your weekdays and weeknights. And then the weekends, if you're going to play, or practice, right? I saw one of your videos on your YouTube channel where you guys were out there practicing,
Yeah.
just your team. And that shit takes time, like you've got to get your stuff together. You got to go to the field. You got to get everybody there or whatever. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like, hey, let's just hop on Xbox Live real quick and do a couple matches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bigger commitment. So I'm always really flexible or try to be flexible with people's, schedules. And I don't mind if we have to reschedule if somebody's like, hey, something came up or whatever, it's happened on my end as well. So, but
No, no,
yeah,
no.
I want to get RGK on here for sure.
Oh, yeah. That would, he would be fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So what is So you showed me your patches and stuff, which are, I can't believe how many you have, and your, it wraps all around. It's really cool. I've got, you can't see it right now. Let's see. I've got uh, those right there.
Oh,
Now they used to be lined up really neat.
yeah.
And then well, I was talking about my 4-year-old granddaughter. She was in here, and she likes taking them off. I have the backs off of them, obviously, so there's, the Velcro. She sticks them on her shirt, and then she'll come out there and, I don't even know she's in here. She'll come out there and like, look, Papa. And she's got all over in her hair. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. And
Yeah,
so,
I try to keep mine neat, but I add some, then all of a sudden everything's mixed up, and then I'm taking them all down, putting them back up. But yeah, but after this, if you send me your address, I'll mail you one of our new team logo patches.
oh, hell yeah. I will do the same.
Yeah, yep.
Absolutely. That'd be cool. Yeah, I've been trading patches with people for a while since I've had, been doing these. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like doing that.
Yeah, no, that's what I usually do. I like getting other people's patches, putting them down. Like I have more probably on my gear that I haven't even took off yet, put on here. But that's one of the things that got me into airsoft, like the patches, the uniques, just getting different. Like I love going to a new field. Like I was telling this to my wife yesterday. I love going to a new area, a new field, and buying a patch. But if they want one of
Mm,
mine, I'll trade them, and they would be fine with that. So
yeah.
I got at least every field or in any event I've been to, I have one of their patches.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. It's, years ago when people would travel, they would get these, and I'm sure they still do it, those little things you buy in the like visitor shops and stuff, a shot glass. They would collect shot glasses from Texas, or Austin, or where, all these different cities they went to. Or the used to be like in the 80s, there were these little spoons. I don't know if you ever seen them, man. It was I don't know where it came from, but people had these little miniature spoons, okay, and they were a collector's item. So they were little metal spoons or silver, whatever they were made out of, and people would get those or shot glasses. So a lot of the women would have these spoon racks with tiny little spoons, and they were, customized like for that city, and it would say,
Yeah.
Austin, Texas, or whatever, Cleveland, Ohio, or something. And they would have these wooden racks on their wall. It was like a little shelf, but it had the little slot where, because the end of the spoon was, a little bigger, so you'd hang your spoons up all along the. It was funny, but yeah. So
Yeah, I don't remember the spoons.
I know, man. I'm almost embarrassed saying it because I mean I never collected them. My wife did a little bit. I always got shot glasses. That was
Yeah.
like the thing. And then when my kids started getting, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have all these different collectibles, and then start having kids and running out of space because we're cramming them in different rooms of the house. Like when they get older, they need their own room. So I'm like, shit, I
Yeah.
lost that room. Okay, I lost that office. So then all my collectibles just go in my closet, and then we get, just I'm like, after 10 years, I'm like, man, I don't have anywhere to put this shit. So whatever, half of it goes in the shed or the garage or the trash or, you know.
That's happened to with some of my sports stuff I used to hang on the walls and stuff like that over the years. I think they're in the basement. I'm a big Giants fan. So I have like a
Nice.
Tiki Barber, like, a little, it's like a mirror. It has his face and images. And I got like the Yankee stuff. Like, I used to have them all nice in my boys' room because they were kids. They're like, oh, it's cool. Now they're like, well, we don't even like sports like that. Take that down. We want to put like a game controller or a Batman poster. And I'm like, well, now you guys are messing with my vibe because this is where I was keeping them. Now I got to take them down.
Yep.
Like, pretty
I
much.
hear you, man. Yeah, so all of our kids are older now. My youngest one just turned 21.
Yeah.
So they're all moved out. So now I can set this up however I want. Nobody bugs it, bugs me in here. Uh, and then, I just put whatever on the walls. In fact, I've been thinking I have all these panels on the wall, those sound deafening. That's what all those are. And I have some over here as well. But I don't really need them as much. With this setup that I'm doing, like this thing right here, I don't have as much echo. as I used to have,
No.
because I used to use one of those podcast mics.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't like them as much. They're really good if you get a really nice one, um, and you have it set up correctly. Because you can change settings on them on a lot of them, where they're like, but I think the default is like omnidirectional, so it captures ambient sound as well. But then you get those ones that are like the Rode, I think they're called, the RODEs. Those are really expensive, but they're I forget what the direction is called, but it only picks up right in front of it. Like you got to talk
Okay.
really close to it. Those sound great, but most people don't know how to use them because they're not experienced podcasters. So they move around. They'll like lean up, move over here, and they'll be talking. I'll miss half their sentence because they're not talking right into it.
Yeah.
But I used to use one of those, and I'm like, man, fuck all that shit. I move around too much, and I used to stand for all these podcasts, so I'm just like moving around, or I'm like showing somebody something. So when you turn your head away from the mic, you can't. This thing was $25 or something. It's a Logitech, like little whatever you call those, like telemarketer kind of headsets, and it's been great. I don't even care. Like and like what you have, these setups, I found are the best because wherever you turn, you can move, you can show me your patch wall, you can turn around, and I'm going to ask about your pistol there too, because it looks badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can talk wherever and we can still hear everything,
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. Well,
that color is really cool.
it's actually I'm a big fan of the Green Ranger. So
Gotcha.
this is actually the Green Ranger pistol.
Nice.
It's missing a slide catch. I got it on another gun, but this was custom painted. One of the first custom paints that Rogue did for me. So
Oh shit, Rogue?
yeah, Rogue did that. It has the Power Ranger symbol on there,
Oh, that is cool, man.
and then he painted this here for me. I actually did the stippling on this gun, and
Oh shit.
I got equipment to print out stickers and stuff. So I did that, and I did all the custom work myself. As
Ooh, it's pretty.
actually can take it off. So all this in here.
Oh
is
wow.
complete
Short stroked
upper.
it.
Oh, it has BBU nozzle, upgraded springs, threaded LA Kappa plug-in sponsor, LA Kappa barrel. This one has a 6.0 barrel. Inner barrel with a LA Kappa bucking with a maple leaf hop up. This is a 9-ball frame, completely lighter than the stock ones. Cow grip, stippled. It has the hammer regulator, so I basically tuned it. It has a cow hammer, cow sear spring. I think the only thing left stock on this gun for right now is the trigger and the gold
Nice.
safeties.
Yeah, it looks awesome, dude.
Oh, I love my pistols. I got more than that. I love my pistols. That's
Now, is that one that you run on the field most of the time, or?
yes.
Okay.
That one, and I have one in the making. It's not completely done yet. It's going to be a Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's a Speed QB Poison Slide, the one what they did with LA Kappa, completely light. It's going to have the new all red competition frame from LA Kappa.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting on the frame from LA Kappa to finally get shipped out, and then I'm going to put that one together, and I'm probably be running both like that. But I got other pistols for like open play, or if one of these go down for some reason, I have like a 4.3 Tokimaru I could play. That's all reliable. That 4.3, no matter what, it's staying there.
Right.
But I actually just sold all my outdoor guns. I was getting tired of them. I haven't played outdoor all summer. It was just it didn't really amuse me this year.
Yeah.
But I have a Mac build Euro gun. It looks like a paintball gun, but more for competitions. I love that. When I play back, I had the outdoor gun I just sold was my MTW Wolverine.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I had a Century rail, PTS stock, PTS hand grip. Like it was.
Yeah, those are popular right now.
Lightest of feather.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just sitting in my back room where all my airsoft stuff is at, and a friend of mine was like looking to get one, and I was like, you know what, for the right price, you could buy this one. It's
Yeah.
not you can't get this. Was like I made this one with the rails and stuff, so he bought it.
Hmm.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Now this winter, I'll look around, figure out another outdoor gun to use.
Right.
Uh, yeah,
Well, that's cool. Hell yeah.
and then I don't know if you've seen this. This is painted by Rogue, the Green
Oh,
Ranger.
that's cool too. Headhunters. Nice.
Yeah, he calls this first
Okay.
Gen 1.
Yep. The Gen 1s.
Yep,
Damn, that's cool, man.
yep.
Yeah. Now, how did you meet Rogue, or how did you find out about him to
I
get
was
him to paint your stuff?
I was on Instagram one day and I seen the full auto lowdown and he I was just watching. I think I was bored. I think I was at work, honestly. I'm an electrician. I got bored. I was in the ceiling, so I was like,
Gotcha.
all right, whatever. And I was watching it and I seen that he was like they were promoting like mags and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like with me, I like to be unique. I like to have different things than everybody else. So I just remember sending a conversation with him. He told me the price for three brand new PTS ones, and I was like, you know what? For three, I think it was like three for 105 or something like that, fully customized, brand new. I was like, yo, definitely, I'll send you the money right now. And ever since then, we like talk, and then all of a sudden I seen he did masks, and I'm like, bro, like I know I just got like a vinyl decal one, but I have another mask. I'll send it to you. How much for that? And he was like, he told me the price, and I was like, yo, cool, I'll send it to you. And then ever since then, we talked like every other day or same day. And then I was going to Lions Claws out in Niagara Falls, where I actually played in a amusement park, and I kind
Okay.
of met that. So I told him that, and I was platoon leader one, and I was like, yo, it'd be really cool to have this mask and everything done by then. He's like, what is it? I told him. He's like, oh, all right, I got you. Literally overnighted it to me. We were leaving that Friday. Overnighted to me. I got it that Thursday. So
Holy
he,
shit.
so he made sure I got it, like I had it, and I went there, and it was literally he sent me the package with. He originally wanted to put his sponsor patch in there, but
Yeah.
he totally forgot it. So he's like, so he was like, "Yo, videotape yourself opening it up," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, "All right, bro, that's amazed with the product and everything." He was like, "Yo, I forgot to put the patches in there, but I want to sponsor you." I'm like, "Okay." So
Hell yeah.
that was, but yeah, that's how I met him, and ever since then, we've been doing a lot of work together. Actually, we're starting our own like division from Rogue Custom. It's called well, he wants to call it Rogue Armory. We build
Nice.
custom pistols. So we
Yeah.
actually have one. He paints it. I buy the stuff to fully upgrade them, and then we just sell them from there. He wants
Oh,
to
cool.
broad out his division, and I love building pistols, so it was right up my alley. So we got things like that in the works. We're trying to at least get two ready to display for Rhode Island in the booth.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's good. Man, what a good idea. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a good combination,
yeah, definitely.
you
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
I,
having a gun that's really well built and also, looks badass.
yeah. I mean, I love customizing. I do like my own little side business. I do Wolf Den custom apparel. So
Mm.
like the windbreakers you see in the back, I made them. Made T-shirts. I make
Oh
all
shit.
my yeah. I could get patches done. What else? I could do a whole bunch of stuff. I can't even think right now. It's still early. Coffee didn't kick in.
I know, right?
Yeah, but like right now, I'm working on his special edition Rogue T-shirts for Rhode Island.
Nice.
Um, I think I got one right here. Actually,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, it says EA Fest 2022,
Oh, cool.
and then in the back we did like that military thing, like it's black and offset.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
so
that's nice.
yeah, so we got that in the works for EA Fest.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's yeah, those are fun. Just I've talked with so many people that, with the patch thing and the stickers and I talked with somebody and I was like they're telling me about like some of these patches, they'll do like a custom patch or a limited edition is what they were talking about, like limited edition, and they'll come out and they were going into details like, yeah, these patches, you have to make sure that, that you're not just spamming somebody's stuff from the internet, like it's got to be unique, it's got to be this and whatever, and a limited edition or a limited run, which, you can't make any more of them. Like it has to be, there can't be any duplicates of that, after that one run kind of thing. It's like, I'm like, whoa, dude, that, people are getting into this, the custom patch and shirts and stickers and logos. It's pretty cool to me.
Yeah. No, like I said, in this wall, the ones up top in the corner, they only made like about 50 of them. And once they sell out, people beg them for all the time. It's like the rodent heads. So if I move the camera, the ones up there in the corner,
Oh
the bottom
yeah.
corner,
Mm-hmm.
those are like limited edition. Even that big Batman and Robin, the Death of the Family, that
Yeah.
they only made 25 of those.
Holy shit.
Yep. And then
Now, how do
of
you
course they
find
have
out about those?
on Facebook. There's a community
Oh,
page. Like if you just go on their search thing and put patches, you see a
yeah.
whole bunch of different like community pages, and you just go on there. A lot of people that design them, they go on there and they just post like, "Hey, this is my link, Etsy or whatever website they
Yeah.
got," and you just look at them and you just see like how much they drawn. So like a lot of people will go for certain brands, or it'd be like the one guy that's just made a fresh new design and he just putting it up there, and it's like, oh my god, that's gorgeous. All of a sudden, like he becomes popular. And it's just like that. And then you can also resell. A lot of people buy the patches and resell it for a higher value. Or sometimes people be like, you know what, I'm out of the patch game. I just want to get what I paid for them.
Right.
And a patch you've seen that was worth for 100 and something dollars, all of a sudden this guy's selling it for $30. And that's a come up
Wow.
for you. So, yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That's the other fascinating thing to me. It's interesting about the airsoft community is most people I've talked with, even if they weren't into collecting stuff before they got into airsoft, they start to be because, and I am too. Like I'm getting in. I never really, like I said, I never really collected anything too much, and then talking with all these people and seeing all these different cool limited edition patches and all this designs and a different kind of shirt or something. I'm like, man, I want some of that stuff on my wall too. That's pretty cool, to see.
you didn't get anything when you went to the Call of Duty event? They didn't have like a special patch out there when you got in there?
That's a good idea, or that's a good question. I did not. Well, I'll tell you what I got. Okay, all right. So I brought this with me. Uh, this is an M16a1 replica
Yeah.
that my boys took to one of the milsims they went to. All right. So I took it because I brought it because it's one that they don't really use because they had to have a Vietnam era weapon. And
Yeah.
they're not going to go to that event or whatever. And plus we have a second one of these. So I brought it because it's got the most flat signing space on this thing,
Yeah.
right? So it's got a long, regular stock that's smooth. It's got the hand guards which are smooth. So it's, tons of places to sign. So anyway, I got Call of Duty Ghost
Oh, look at that.
right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Alex Zedra. She was there, and then, but we got there Saturday. I was trying to get, I was going to get Rudy Reyes to
Yeah.
sign it, but he was only there Friday night. We couldn't go Friday night. So I got Spooky and Sandy Cheeks, her husband Nick. So there's Sandy Cheeks and then Spooky.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I had all them sign. This is one of those paint pens, so
Yeah.
it's not going to rub off. It's not going to wear off.
No.
And so that's what I got from there. But I didn't see any. It was pretty busy, man. I was meeting everybody. I didn't even think to ask, to be honest. Now I already have a patch from Spooky
Mhm.
that she sent, and after her and I talked, so we. So I brought that. And I was like, I got to have Jammer sign this, and It was funny when we pulled in. We got there probably about 12:30. The doors open at 12. So we pulled in and we had to park way down the parking lot towards the end. When we parked, there's a guy standing out by his pickup truck, and the passenger door was open. Somebody was kind of doing something, getting something out of there. So this guy, he's standing there holding like an M4 style, and with a barrel sock on it. So I brought out that gun when everybody's getting out of their cars and stuff. That me and my two sons and a bunch of us went down. My wife went. So they're all getting out. So I'm standing there and I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I said, "Hey," and I showed him the gun. And I said, "Do you know if I have to have a barrel sock in there or on this to like take it in? Because I want some people to sign this." I said, "I'm not playing or nothing. I just want somebody to sign it." And he's like, "I don't know. I'm not really sure." He goes, "I'd have one on here because, I had it last night or whatever." I was like, "Oh, you're here last night?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "So who do you want to sign it?" When he says that, Alex, I guess that's her, that's her boyfriend or, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and she comes walking around the back of the truck. And I said, her, for one. I said, so I met her real quick. And then I didn't have her sign it right then. I waited until they got, her hands were full and stuff. But anyway, I waited till we got down to the thing. But I didn't have to have a barrel sock on it. They didn't care. I took it inside and everything. It was fine. But I had Jammer sign it. I had Alex sign it. Actually, Spooky has the picture and video. She got a video of her signing it, and then also a picture of me and her, me and Alex together.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
yeah. So she said, sometime this week she'll get those pictures together and send them to me, the ones that she took of me and other people. So,
Oh, that's
but
cool.
yeah, and then I had my son record me meeting Jammer, Ghost,
Yeah.
and yeah, and talking with him, and then yeah, I was busy, man. Once it was like a whirlwind. I
Yep.
met because there was like 5 or 6 people there that I had done podcasts with,
Oh, wow.
and so I'm meeting them in in real life, in face to face for the first time. So it was really cool, man. It was cool.
Yeah.
Uh, it's cool when you talk with somebody online and you see their kind of like online presence and they're popular, like in the airsoft community, and then you meet them face to face. It's a cool feeling, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
That's why one of the reasons, like Rhode Island, like I finally get to meet face to face, like Rogue, but like Houdini, Pumbaa, like all these guys I've been talking to for the past years, past year online, messaging back and forth, advice, helping, FaceTiming and stuff, but never physically, like physically in the real world meeting them. So we're already talking about we're going to be clowning the whole weekend. It's just going to be
Exactly.
it's going to be a really long weekend, but it's going to be fun because yeah, we're all staying in Airbnb together. But then
Nice.
two of my other guys are coming down. They have a hotel from the team. Then you have the guys from the CSL league going to be there. So local teams out there. So it's going to be like I'm going to know a lot of people there, but I'm going to people that I haven't physically met are going to be in the Airbnb. And like I think Pumbaa was telling you about the taco, the thing they're gonna slap Houdini and Rogue gonna slap each other
Yeah,
with
the the
the
burrito or something.
yeah the big, I call it the big Mexican chip, but they're gonna hit each other, and I know that's gonna be funny as hell.
Yeah, dude, that is funny. It hasn't come out yet. I did a podcast with Houdini,
Yeah.
and he was talking about it, and yeah, it was funny, man. Yeah.
Well, I wish I would have talked to you before then because I came up with this idea. It was me, Pumbaa, Rogue on the phone, and I was like, Rogue is obsessed with The Rock, like he's obsessed with The Rock. And we were talking about The Rock, and I was like, "Yo, Rogue is The Rock, and Houdini's Kevin Hart because Houdini's like little
He's
midget,
short.
and Rogue's this tall guy." I'm like, "That's like the real version of the Rock and Kevin." And
Right.
I want to make a shirt in like Photoshop the Rock's face out and put Rogue's face on there, and then take Houdini and then do this with Kevin Hart, and
Oh,
just
that's
go,
funny.
yeah, that was funny.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the real life version of The Rock and Houdini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like that idea. Yeah, I just I met a group of guys that some of the guys I did a podcast with, they were at the event, and the one actually just came out Friday. His name's Jason. He's an actor.
Oh, really?
He was in The Walking Dead, and then David, call sign Cap, he was in The Walking Dead because he met Jason or whatever, and they all play airsoft together. And so their whole team was there. I'll have to start posting these pictures. They all those guys on their team. There's like six of them, five of them, six of them. They were all in The Walking Dead. They're all actors. And one of the guys, I just sent him. He asked me to send him one of the pictures I took. He's I looked at his Instagram. He's been in Marvel movies. He's been in, but to the
Yeah.
point he went to, or he was in a movie with The Rock. He's got a picture of him, as one of the extras or whatever, like standing behind The Rock, in one of these, big time movies. So, yeah, that's pretty wild.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a connection with somebody like that. Eventually have Rogue meet The Rock.
Yeah. That would be funny. He'd probably turn to a fangirl. Oh my god! Oh my god! He's gonna be so mad when he hears that.
Oh my god, that'd be funny. Yeah, Rogue, we're gonna do
Yeah. Yep.
it.
Oh
Oh
man.
yeah.
Well, that's cool though. It's like you were saying earlier. It's funny how you meet people in airsoft and what they do in the real life and where they've been. It just like blows your mind. It attracts so many different people from all aspects of life.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be the most diverse hobby or sport or whatever that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because you, like I said, you have these. You can choose whichever path you want. If you want to go, if you prefer the indoor stuff, and then also like if you live in areas like where you're at, where it's kind of like you can't really play outside too much in the winter, or you don't want to for sure. It's not like there's any cover anyway. Like, where are you going to hide behind these trees that there's no leaves, there's no, bushes, there's everything's, dead for the winter. And then it's all slushy ice and snow. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, so I know, that was, I was used to that kind of weather, most of my life. And, but if you want to shut down and just do, for the winter and just do indoor stuff, you can play it all year round, no matter where you live.
Yeah.
If you don't like being in the heat, you can play indoor, like if you're in a hot area. If you don't, if you want to do outside and do the 3-day milsims, it's just it's such a broad uh, sport that versatile.
Yeah.
Whatever
No.
you want to choose to do, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like every aspect of airsoft. I've done from like the milsims, open
Yeah,
play outside, indoor open play competitions, but I have hosted events, milsim like skim mills and tournaments. Like I just like doing every aspect of it. And then I make like the custom people like, oh, can you get me patches? Yeah, I could get you patches. Let me get you a
yeah.
quote on them. I just like it's so many things to do. And
Are you guys? Have you played tournaments with CS, or I guess hosted by CSL? Because I saw that on your Instagram, and you guys want to kind of further that, like, do you guys like the tournament play and the
yeah,
rankings and getting up there on the, okay.
Keegan, that's who runs CSL. He's a great dude. I talk to him. Um, it's still up and coming. He has
Right.
visions. Like there's
Good.
a captain's chat that has all the captains of the team, and every time he tries to get input or say new ideas, so he's working on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But it's still young. He knows that he has a vision. A lot of kinks has to come out. But I enjoy playing. I love the community out there. Like for us, like there's in New York, there is like a competitive scene. As of right now in my area, our home field, Rochester Airsoft, it's been down for about a year. They had a fire in it.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah, so the building they were in, they left, they bought a new building, they're reconstructing everything, and it takes
Mm,
them about a year. But that's where it's not open, but we get to practice there. So we at least
okay.
practice. Then about 40 minutes from us in Lockport, skate park, they actually taken the old laser game down,
Mm.
and they're building a competitive field on there.
Oh shit.
So that's going to be in the works. But there's teams around, people that want to play. But as of right now, my team, FTA, we're the only team in our area that actually travels to other states and compete.
Mm.
You know, and we also not even compete, but also travel for other milsims. Like we play a lot of games in Pennsylvania. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Otherworld Milson. Paul runs those. Great guy. Since I've been playing airsoft, I've been going to his events. Great guy. He actually has a
Pennsylvania. Do you know Mama Yaga and I Am
yeah,
Dylan and
yeah, I know
Nebula?
them. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Hell
yeah.
yeah.
They I met Dylan online. Actually, once he got sponsored by Speak Soft Official, we're sponsored by the same people. Once he
Gotcha.
got sponsored, we started talking, and then the first time we physically met was Virginia's major in the CSL. But ever since then, I met the whole team. They're great people.
Yeah.
I invited them to come up here anytime to play, and they invited us to go down there. Um, they have I believe they're being in Rhode Island too, because I was just talking to Dylan, I think last week, and he was saying they're going to go down there. But they're great people. I like how the fact that the whole family plays airsoft. I've been trying to get my
Yeah.
wife to play airsoft, but she's like, no. But she played paintball, but she want to play
Okay.
airsoft. You know,
Okay.
my middle child, my son, he's 13. He has played, but he's more of a social player. Like if he has his friend, like if I'm going to the field and he has some friends coming down, he'd be like, all right, pops, I'll go with you and play. And he goes, hangs out with his friends. My youngest, he's going to be 8 next month. If I will give him a mask and a gun, he will go on the field, have no problems.
That's awesome.
But the owner of RA, he was like, you could have. I was like, I'm not worried about him getting hit, crying.
Right.
I said he still hasn't mastered that. Some people don't call their hits, so he might try to throw my pistol at them, like to get mad at them, or like something like that. So that's why I was like, a little when he gets a little older, a little bit
Yeah.
mature out of that. But he's my road dog. My youngest goes with me everywhere, especially with airsoft. He likes to go to practice with us. He knows the
Okay.
guys. He says what's up with them. But the best part of him, he knows if I'm in practice, he gets my phone, and he goes on my phone, plays games and all this stuff because he doesn't have a phone. So
Right.
he's like, he plays what's that one game with the colorful little guys with glasses, and they got to find who's the murder person or something. I don't even know.
Oh, the oh God. Yeah, it's real popular and it's such a strange,
It is very
like
strange.
the top down,
Oh,
kind of like a top down almost. Top down view or something.
Among Us.
Among Us, yes. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's he likes playing
Yeah.
that.
So oh yeah, he does that, and so we have fun though. Like every time he knows too, by the end of practice, somebody's buying pizza, so he's like, "Well, I'll eat pizza and some soda." So,
Oh,
but
yeah, it's a good
he,
event
yeah, so he has
for
that.
him.
We try to do practice at least, with our busy schedules, like at least once every 2 weeks, we try to get down there.
Yeah.
Unless like there's something going on, like me personally, I went out of town this weekend, so a
Hmm.
lot of the guys went to the outdoor field, River City Airsoft, and there was a night game Friday, and then open play on Saturday and Sunday. So they try to get their reps in somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Now, you mentioned paintball. Did you start out as a paintball player
I
before you
played
got
like
into
when I was
airsoft?
younger.
Yeah.
No, when I was younger, I was just playing in the woods. Like, me and the
Yeah.
guys, we get some beers, we drink, and be like, oh, let's see who could run faster, and just shoot people.
Yeah.
But nothing how compare as like I play with the competition level. Like I never had
Right.
structure like that playing paintball. My wife, when she was younger, she played paintball.
Mm.
She still got her paintball gear. I think it's in a box in the basement that it stays there. But she
Okay.
doesn't. She doesn't. She likes the fact that I play airsoft. I have a hobby. Um, she just gets upset that I'm too active in all aspects of it. She's like, You're customizing, or you're going away, or you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, just relax." And I'm like, "Okay, relax for like 3 days." And I'm like, "I am back to work. I got to do this, do that." So,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that relaxed thing. My wife gets the same way. When I'm like doing all kind of different things, and you know, just like one night I'm doing the, you know, this, and the other night I'm whatever. Like when we were doing, before I started doing these podcasts, as much as I am now, we're doing the unboxings, the reviews, the, you know, all kind of different things. I mean, and then I started the Discord thing, and you know, I'm like trying to put all these pieces together. And she's like, "You're all over the place. You just don't, you know, like." I'm like, "I got shit to do." Like that was my saying for everything, you know. Like I'm not sitting around. You know, once I was able to get up and move around, I'm like, I'm not staying still. Okay, I got shit to do. We got, you know, I got stuff that I want to accomplish, and so I was just all over the place. I don't know why it bugs her. You know, like why is it? I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just doing it. So
I think of the same thing in my head. I'm like, I'm not going every night to the bar and getting drunk. I mean, just,
I'm saying now.
you know, like, but
Yeah, it's funny.
yeah. Oh,
So what got you into airsoft? Like
a buddy
what
of
was your
mine,
progression?
yeah, a buddy of mine for a whole year was trying to make me come out. Oh, it's sending me stuff on Facebook. Look at this. Oh, you could get this. And I'm like, ah, yeah, okay. And he lives in Utica. You know, shout out to Ginger. Um, he came up to Rochester to play in the indoor field. He was like, "Yo, we're rebuilding. You should come for a couple hours. It's like 15 minutes from your house." And I was like, "You know what? I wasn't doing anything that day." So the wife, she was like, "Okay." I went, helped them rebuild, met the community, and played like a couple hours. And ever since then, it was done. First gun I shot was an AK, and it was like mass and people like I didn't go there with anything. You know, just meeting a
Yeah,
couple guys. I'm like, here, I got an extra vest. Oh, here, I got some mags. And they're just like, I'm like, cool, all right. I played, and ever since then, it was over. Going on.
what was your hesitation in the beginning when he was, you know, asking you about it?
It was more like I've seen the videos, they were cool. I just had like stuff going on, like work. That's at that time I was
Yeah.
like, I technically didn't have my own electrical business, but it's like
Hmm.
I had my main job. I'm a union electrician, so I would work from
Gotcha.
7 to 3:30. And then
Hmm.
after I had so many like clients or people hitting me up to do work. So I was working from 7 to 9 at night. And
Right.
then so when he was hitting me up, I'm like, bro, like I'm tired. I
Yep.
can't this weekend. I got a service call to do, you know, this stuff. So he just got me in the right moment. And I'm like, I really don't got nothing to do. So I went and then it was over. Like my
Yeah.
first gun, I didn't even get to pick. I just went on Evike, did one of those mystery boxes. I was like, send me whatever is on there.
Oh shit.
And my first gun would end up being a classic Armory M4 full metal.
Nice.
So I went out with that one, and then from there, I'm a big HK fan. So I had
Okay.
the HK 417. I had two 416s, one HPA, another one A&G. I had the MP7s. Like I had at one point, I had like over 18 different replicas. And my,
Damn.
wi- and my wife used to get mad. Now I'm down to I got about 6 pistols, my speed gun, and that's it.
Yeah.
I had to cut it down a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
You start running out of room too, man. Like where you fucking where we can't stack them. Like, you know, if you keep the boxes, I guess you can stack them on top of each other somewhere. We used to put them in. We're behind the camera here is, you know, one of the pegboards with all
Yeah.
the guns on them. But this whole wall, all the way down, used to be pegboard. This whole thing used to be pegboard because we had so many. I was like, yeah, I'll get them out of the closets. We had them stacked, just like lined up, you know, in the corner of the closet, just more and more. And so I started hanging them everywhere. Well, then when I started doing live streams in here and talking with people, I was like, man, it's so echoey, you know. I was using that other mic and everything. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna take all these down and put this up. But yeah, it was like I'm running out of room, dude. Like I don't know where to put them. So yeah, it's once you get kind of like with you, like what you're playing,
Yeah.
and I would imagine this is most people that play regularly. They kind of find like kind of narrow it down
Yeah.
to, hey, I like this kind of game style more, so
Yeah.
I'm going to focus more on that. And the other stuff, I mean, the the milsim stuff. These guys, two of my sons and their friend that are on the channel, that's what they prefer, the 3-day milsims, but they only go 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
And but dude, the amount of gear and equipment they have to have for this shit it's tons of, you know, totes and just uniforms and fucking plate carriers and I mean just all kind of shit. And I mean it's like a lot of stuff. And it just takes up a lot of room. And then the other thing is, if when you get back from that, they pack all their shit in this tote. If you don't remember to take it out and clean it, it's wet and sweaty. Open that thing up
Yep.
2 months later or a month later or whatever, you know, and you didn't wash it or let it dry out. Oh, dude, it smells like death. So
I hear
it's a lot to keep up
just the
with, you know.
unpacking. Yeah, no, just the
Exactly.
unpacking from the event. It's just like, oh, I'll leave it there, be there for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, I finally got to take everything out. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, this
So,
the Speed QB stuff, I've talked with so many people recently and it's gotten me more interested in it. And so you know, seeing like your page with what you guys are doing and the tournament stuff, I really enjoy finding out about how these teams come together, they're, you know, where they're going for the next tournament, that kind of stuff, you know, what they're looking forward to. And now, have you guys talked about? I was talking with like, some of the guys from
yeah,
Cerberus Unbound, and Dylan and I actually talked about this as well because I did a podcast with I Am Dylan that's coming out this week or next week. So we were talking about all this tournament play, and I asked AJ from Cerberus, "Is there a national ranking system for Speed QB teams?" You know, and he was like, "No." And I said, "Well, how does?" This is the first time I was like talking with him. This is before we actually did the podcast together. And I said, "Well, I mean, how does anyone know who's the best speed, you know, team in America?" And he's like, "Well, we don't." And I said, "Well, why? Like, where's the national tournament at? Like, what are we waiting on?" So anyway, I've been talking with people about this because I'm really curious to see when we get a national ranking system together. And what I'm hearing is like CSL, Speed QB. There's another one. I can't remember who it was, but that all these kind of need to come together and figure it out because I guess there's different rules for
yeah,
some of those other ones. Okay,
yeah. Well,
so
yeah. Well, I know Speed QB. They're more on the West Coast. Like they come
right.
here on the East Coast and they do a little tournaments here and there, and that's fun. But I know on the West Coast is where they're more serious. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
last, they have their own invitationals where they got all the teams that played in their competition league, and they go down for the big championship. So for the West Coast, is like whoever wins that during Christmas for that year was the best. You know, over here in the East Coast, we have CSL, and you know, it's basically we have all these little majors. You know, even if you win first place, it really doesn't matter. Just go higher in the ranking. It's that championship game. So basically, if you win that championship game, you say you're the best from the CSL for that year.
Mm.
And other than that, like you know, I mean, I don't talk to Keegan about like how much he communicates with Speed QB, if there's any communication between them two.
Yeah.
But I do agree that they should plan something up that they have like their top teams, you know, say the top five from CSL, top five from Speed QB. I see that NSL from Europe is starting to do
Yes.
tournaments out here. They could do the same thing, like take their top five from their, you know, from their event and
Mm-hmm.
put it in a 15-man, you know, find a neutral location, 15 teams tournament. The best out of that is the best in the United States. They could do
Right.
something like that. But I just feel like everybody has so much pride that no, you know, Speed QB, they're the OGs. You know, CSL, you know, we're here in the East. Like they want to do their own thing, and
Right.
everything's just so young that eventually it can happen like that. I would love to, because over there in Europe, they got things when it comes to
Yeah.
this competitive, everything's locked, and
They're
they
way ahead of us as
yeah,
far as that shit.
yeah, and they were delayed. They didn't get introduced to the competition Speed QB until like that one guy came to California and seen it. And all of a sudden he took
Oh,
off with it and now it's like all over and
no
they
shit.
have, yeah, it's crazy. Like
Who is that? Do you know?
I forgot the guy's name, but
I like to talk with that guy.
if you look on Demo's YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and it's one of his traveling blogs, and he explains like this guy came
Okay.
from Cali on a whim to talk to Roy and gave himself, I think, like 13 weeks. In 13 weeks, this guy built the most beautiful field I ever seen and had the biggest tournament during like the game con they have, like one of the biggest weekend festivals they
Yeah.
had, and they had like a 20 plus man team in this tournament, and they invited SYG as the only United States team to come out and
Yeah.
play, and it was crazy. But to me, I look at it as like Europe has this on a lock, and they started later than us. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, I don't know if people out here are just too prideful or they just can't communicate, but there should be a national tournament. You know, maybe at the
Right.
beginning of every year, like after all the leagues are done, you know, to qualify in this one league, you have to place top five in your, you know, the
Yeah.
last tournament and this and that and this go together. But
I
you
mean,
know,
we're not, we have years and years and years and years of experience with tournament stuff like ranking systems. You got college football,
yeah,
huge with, gambling and betting and like who, all the stats and baseball has been around forever. Like all these people that, all these facets to like follow these different sports, basketball, football, like all this stuff. We have these systems set in place. It'd be really easy just to copy that for airsoft. Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just somebody just needs to put it out there. Like, hey, this is a national ranking system. Keep up on it, and then who played a tournament over here? Okay, you get this many points or whatever. I guess just standardize the thing, but it would have to be. This is what AJ and I were talking about. You'd have to have. You can only count wins for games that are played on the national ranked fields, right? Like, you couldn't, whatever, because you can't have that variable. You got to keep that variable the same. Just like in football, they all play it. Like if Ohio State played Notre Dame at Notre Dame or at Ohio State or in Michigan, doesn't matter. That they play the standard field is,
yeah,
and the rules, those are all the same. So now what made them win or lose is based on that team's skill. And that's what you need to have for this national ranking thing for airsoft is, for the speed QB, all of these other the rules, the refs,
yes,
to eliminate cheating or whatever, and the fields have to be a standard set so that that's not in question. Like, well, we don't really know because they didn't play on this kind of field. Yeah, this team won, but the refs, they only had one ref that day. It kind of, whatever kind of shit, just so there are some things, moving parts that need to happen. You can't just throw up a website with, oh, here we go, like CSL. I've
yeah,
seen their ranking system. It's really cool.
yeah.
That they monitor that and keep up with that. It's cool.
You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
This season we were out there only for two majors, so I think we went 2-4. Um, the one in Maryland we couldn't attend, and then in the championship was actually my anniversary weekend. And
Oh shit.
if I like I told Keegan, I was like, if I go, you ain't gonna see me no more.
World
Like,
War III, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So and the other guys on my team, they had a lot of stuff going on. One was I think two of the guys were preparing for some Milsim, and they already bought tickets months ago. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? I don't. One thing with me, I don't. I've been on teams where like their captains or their leaders were like, no, this is what you got to do. Like
Right.
I'm not that type of person. Like you're not my
Right.
kid. I suggest something. If you don't follow it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to force them to go somewhere they don't want to go, especially, for us to travel to the CSL leagues. That's the closest one is 6 hours away to one of the fields.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't end up going, but I was in Jersey at the time. I went to Jersey twice in 2 months. I had one of my boys, Meatball. He was like messaging me all the plays and details, telling me what was going on, just to keep me informed. I was like, because I wanted to know what was going on. I was you know, I wouldn't say I was rooting for one team in the CSL because I'm actually over this past year or so, I became close to certain people on each team, and that's one reason why I like playing competitive, because
Yeah.
when you're not playing, you're by all the other teams, and you talk to them, get to know them. Compared to when you're in a milsim game, if you're green, you're either going to be with your team or a few people you know from green. You're not going to talk to the people in tan unless you know somebody or they're walking away. Like, you don't have that communication, that vibe, that trying to get to know people. But when you're in a competitive scene, all the tables and setup, you're in the same room. Like, you could be next to your opponent for the next round, and you're just conversating about a gun. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's what I like about it. It's that the atmosphere is really different. And that's what drawn me most. Like, at one point before I got serious in the competitive, I was getting bored of airsoft. I was tired of
Uh,
playing outside. I
yeah.
was like, how many times I could play capture the flag, how many
Dude.
times I could, and I came across the KWA Fight Night on YouTube. And I was like, I started off playing indoor. So I'm seeing how they're competitive and all this other stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. My mind started ticking and going. And then what really drew me was I seen a interview that KWA did with this one player. She was from New York, and she said, "Oh, New York doesn't have a competitive field," and I took that really offensive. I was like, "Oh no, oh no." So that's when I started doing my tournaments. I call it the Kill House tournament, and started bringing that over here. I think we did 5 of them before, like RA, like burnt down or whatever you want to say, and people were getting drawn to it. I had people from New York City coming up, playing in the tournaments, and it was great. And then when
Nice.
that went down, I just got more active on Instagram, and then I found Keegan when he used to be called CQB Rush, and I seen what he was doing. I was like, wait a minute, I've been lost. Like, I need to get to these things. And so we started traveling, going more, and now it's just we go around. Like, everybody out here is just getting really like, oh, we're tired of playing outdoor. I'm like, you guys got to travel. Oh, I don't want to travel. I was like, then don't complain that there's no airsoft.
Right.
Like, and it's like I was like, you can't really evaluate yourself until you leave the state. Go play against teams that you never played against. And I said
Yeah.
they're either going to humble you or make you more cocky. But for me, I see it's more humbling. I'm like, I go there, play against people I haven't played. I'm like, wow, man, I could really work on my angles. I got to really work on my snapshot, just to get in their level, because a lot of these teams down, the Maryland and Virginia area, they have fields like this all over, and they get to practice and play all the time.
Yeah.
So I told my guys, I was like, we just got to get our reps when we can, practice at home, watch film. I'm like, it's still a sport. I played baseball all my life. I used to
Yeah.
watch film on pitchers, like,
Right.
how they, when a curveball's coming, how they're placing their hands, how the twist of the wrist to know which one's coming. I said the same thing with airsoft. See what they break out in the first set. Either going to play offense or defense. Who's always going to snake side? Who's playing back? Are they good communicators? Like, those are things you guys got to watch, just to get better. Nobody wants to play anything just to be like, "Ooh, I'm cool." I'm like, no, I want to play
Yeah.
to win. Like, that's my goal. Like, I want
For
to
sure.
play to win.
Yeah, competition is good, man. It's good for us. We love it. Like,
Yeah,
that's part of, you know, how we kind of like get better in
yeah,
life for whatever it is, and competition's not bad. Like, there needs to be a winner and a loser. There is somebody
yeah,
that's better or somebody that's not. Like, and the when you're not and you play against somebody that's really good or a team that's really good, and you get your ass whipped, like, you're like, hey, okay, it's time to get, you could be salty and bitter, or you could be like, hey, we're going to do better next time. We need to put the work in to get better. Man, a competition is great for
yeah,
for people, just in general. Like, you want to kind of rise to the occasion. This saying I've heard for years. It's in like business books and stuff or whatever, is a rising tide raises all ships. So
yeah,
as all these teams get better, that's the standard now. Like, it's not just backyard play. Now we got tournament play. And what are you doing? Oh, we got to. Oh, these guys are that good. Oh shit. Okay, now we up our game. Like, that's the excitement of it. It
yep.
makes it fun.
No, and it is, and My biggest thing, like my dad was training me to play for the Yankees since I was 4 years old. So the one
Nice.
thing, so the one thing I learned during sports, and I even tell my kids, is like I don't like sore losing. I don't like sourpussing. I don't like talking. So I tell
Yep.
my guys when we play, I was like, you get one chance to speak your mind within the first 5 minutes. Bad call, the person wasn't calling their hits, the ref getting there. One time to get it out. After that, wipe it off, walk away. This is what we do. If you like, we played in that Rhode Island event, and I won't get into much details, but I got so upset that after our last match, I had to walk outside. I walked outside for a good 20 minutes. Didn't want to talk to anyone
Yeah.
because I was just so upset in how things were playing out. And then I came back in, my guys see me, and I'm like, I'm good now. Let's go congratulate the other team. Let's see, let's watch some teams before we head back. Because we were only there for one day. We drove 6 hours there. We played for a couple of games, and we're going to
Yeah.
drive back. So I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be one of those teams that we're so upset that we just pack our stuff up and we just leave. Nah, you know what I mean? I know everybody out here, want to talk to them, see them. They know we coming from New York, so that's a far travel for us. So, but I always tell my guys, you got one chance to blow off steam. One chance. I don't want to hear about it after. I don't want to have this continual conversation.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I tell that to my boys. Oh, you complain about something? You got 5 minutes to let it all out. After that, once you let it out, you should be cleared out your system and keep it going. And that's what I learned from sports. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be in the field. I used to play third base. I'm not going to be in the field still
Nice.
dwelling on the decision. And all of a sudden, I'm still thinking about it, and I got a line drive coming at me, and I'm
There
not
you
even
go.
paying attention because I'm focused on what happened just a minute ago.
Yeah, that shit's coming fast. I played shortstop. So,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
that was my secondary position. I played every single position, but my mains was the infield. I could play any position in the infield.
Right.
I played all the way up to 1 year of college, and then
Okay.
hanging out and drinking was probably more important than me playing. So that's what I did. So,
I hear you.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
but
Dude,
yeah,
that's
no,
cool, man. I played on a tournament team. I was a teenager,
yeah,
and so I didn't play in high school, but I got burned out. I played 2 years on this tournament team. We played a game on Tuesday, a game on Thursday, and a doubleheader on Saturday every week for the whole season. And of course, practice in between. So, in fact, I was talking with somebody recently. I can't remember who it was, but I was telling them how our practices, we would take a whole day of practice for baseball just learning how to slide into second base. And we learned how to do it like the pros, where your outstretched foot hits the base, your other foot's underneath you, and you push up and prop up
yeah.
so you're ready to go, whatever, if they miss the throw or whatever. But you'd spend all day doing that, and you get those fucking strawberries or raspberries on your ass cheek, bro. That's one of the worst pains.
You ever got one on ground like the little pebbles? The field is made of rocks.
Oh, it is. Yeah, the definition of hell, I
When
think.
you got some of them get stuck in your skin and you're peeling them off after.
Oh, you pick them out. You pick
Yeah.
them out. Oh, dude, it's so painful because
Yep.
it's just on that second layer of skin that is your nerves are still intact, right? So it is the most sensitive spot, and then your mom is like trying to clean it out and get all these little chunks of rocks and dirt out, and you're like, uh, uh.
Yep. No, I remember those. Yeah, I studied sliding when I still lived in New York City. I played for a Spanish league. They're called the Bonnies in English. And man, they trained us like the military. Every team in that league had the same color uniform.
Yeah,
They didn't want no kids standing out from different everybody, but they would drill us like major league. And I remember being 8 years old, running around the bases, sliding, and when a whistle goes. So you keep running, and when you hear a whistle, that's when you hit the slide. So
wow.
second base was a pop up. Third
Yep.
base was head first.
Yeah.
Home with either one. First base you had to run strictly through.
Yeah.
They didn't want to see you turn it. They want you to plow, and
Yeah.
you don't even know. It's just keep going around in a circle, and when you hear that whistle, that's when you do it. Yeah. So
That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I at the time when I was getting burned out on it, when I was a teenager, I started not liking it as much, but man, I'm looking back on it now. I'm so grateful for being a part of, these teams that were the next level. because you had Little
Yeah.
League, in the area I grew up in, Akron, Ohio, Little League baseball, just like everywhere else. But this was like the next level. One of my buddies I was in school with, his dad was the coach of this
Yeah.
tournament team, and he asked me to be on it. And I always played shortstop. I was a pitcher when I first started out because I grew real fast. I was, at 12, 13 years old, I was real tall,
Yeah.
compared to the other kids. But I was a horrible pitcher. Horrible. I could throw it really fast, probably because of my size, but crazy. I'm going to hit you or I'm going to hit, it's going to go over here. I was really, out of control. But, but yeah, shortstop's where I really, that was my favorite position. I batted number 4. Uh, and I had a blast. I had a
Yeah.
blast, but yeah, it's fun. It's
No,
probably one of
yeah.
my favorite sports. Wrestling, I liked. I played football and wrestling. Wrestling was cool. It was different because I like the fact that if you won or lost, it's on you, 100%, nobody else. And it took a lot of strength and endurance. Football's fun. It's just like that, the contact sport that you're just, if you're pissed off that day, hey man, let it out on the field.
Yep. I did that. I played, I think middle school, I played 2 years of football. And I think in my second year, my dad was like, no, I ain't jeopardizing your football for baseball. You need to stop. So,
Yeah.
but it was fun though, just to ram people out. And, yeah, yeah, football and then baseball the rest of my life. But
Yeah.
I feel like playing in those sports like that helped you not like follow rules, but knowing that everything you do in life, you have a certain expectation,
Right.
certain way to carry yourself
Hmm.
and to overcome diversity. Like, if you at work and you can't get something, you falling down, either you're getting back up and trying again or quitting. And I feel
Yeah.
like, unfortunately, like a lot of these new generation kids are just quitting without even trying.
Oh,
And
dude.
so I'm
Yeah.
grateful for having sports that help me knowing that I can achieve what I want if I put my 100% in.
Yeah.
If I fall back down, get back up, I'm gonna try it again until I get it. And that's what I teach my youngest son. Is he's still at the age like, oh, I can't do it. Nope, you gotta keep doing it. And
Yeah.
now he's playing basketball in the backyard. At first he couldn't shoot. Now he's shooting great. And I told him, see, look, practice, keep doing it until you
Yeah.
get it. Never quit.
Yep. Yeah. There's a balance, for kind of finding something that you enjoy doing, right? Because you don't want to be, let's say my age, your age, when you get older, you're like, I was forced to do this. I didn't really like, I don't know when I stopped liking it, but I just kept doing it. And now I'm like, why am I doing this? But there is a balance with that. There's a balance between, hey, I really don't like this, or, especially when they're young, the kids are young. When I was young, it's, I don't like the work that it takes to get better at this. That's way different. Um, I
Yep.
really like this sport, whatever, baseball or whatever, but I mean, nobody likes practice. Your coach is yelling at you like you're fucking running, you're getting punished, you're doing push-ups, you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody likes that shit, bro. Of course,
No.
that's the work you got to do to get to the end. And if you enjoy the game, you know, th- that kind of outweighs the work that it takes to get there, and you eventually you start enjoying the process. But it's good that you're
No,
teaching your kids that,
I remember when I was
because
younger.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, like kind of breaking up a little bit, getting bad feedback. But
Oh,
no,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah, no, that's one thing I try to teach my kids that, and they, I mean, my 13-year-old, like he played baseball, he was really good, but he wasn't into it. And I remember when I was younger, I used to have those phases, and my dad forced me. And I never wanted to be that, like, I'm not going to force you. You don't want to play for a little bit? Go ahead. If you want to come back to it, at least you have a foundation. So he had
Hmm.
got more into jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu was his thing. So I let him rock with that. He did wrestling,
Nice.
baseball. He likes basketball now. So I let him do those things.
Yeah.
My youngest son is just, trying to get him in that mindset. Like I tell him, practice, practice, because he feels defeated right away if he can't get anything.
Yeah.
So trying to teach him that stuff. But he's more of a dancer. Like he likes
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. He dresses up like him. He wants
Oh
to do
shit.
moves. And I'm like, Yeah, we took him to a Broadway show last month to see MJ on Broadway and
Yeah.
surprised him. He loved it.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
so, yeah. But I just tell him like, I had a conversation like what I was trying to say before with my 13-year-old. I was like, I don't want to force you to play a sport or even play airsoft. I don't want to force you to do that. But I know my dad forced me, and when I stopped playing for a good 3 years in my 20s, I missed it. I even miss
Mm-hmm.
it to this day, just that feel of just being on the
Mm-hmm.
field early in the morning, smelling the grass, seeing the dirt, hearing the ball hit off the bat, like,
Yeah,
things like
dude.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Seeing
Good memories.
seeing the little, like, what do you call it, the water on the grass when the ball hits it and it just
Uh-huh.
spins and everywhere. It's just those little things that used to annoy you when you were younger. Now you're like, yo, I remember all those things. Or remember that guy, little Ricky, that was picking daisies and he got hit by a ball because he wasn't paying attention. That was funny. I don't
I
remember
know,
things
man,
like
what
that.
you're talking about. When we would get on the field and before the coaches would get on, we'd have one of our guys, hitting the balls to the infielders, and then the outfielders be, warming up and just picking up that grounder, when you get it right in the right spot in your glove. And then, that first time you throw it over to first, you're
Mhm.
warming up. I loved it, man. I
Yeah.
loved it. I mean, it's just so many years ago, and but I taught all my kids how to play baseball, as they were growing up, and we still do it now. I still have my original Rawlings baseball mitt from when I was 12 and 13 years old.
Really? I have mine
No
too.
shit.
I have mine from when I was younger. It's still in a bag. It has
Yeah.
like even shoelace string tying up the weapon because
All
it
my
was.
shit fell apart.
Yep, but it's nothing like a broken in glove. Just like
Yes.
one thing I do with my gloves for when I play competition, I break them in. I
Yeah.
oil it up like a baseball glove, oil them up,
Yep.
squeeze them together, because that's the worst feeling I had when I'm trying to pull the trigger and you have the little space on your finger and you just like it just throws you off.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So what do you guys so what's your team looking forward to now? What do you guys what's the big things coming up for you
Right
guys?
now, yeah, there's a few of them going to the prison op. I think it's in November. They're going to
Okay.
Pennsylvania to the prison op. I think that's Trapper and maybe Ducky. They're gearing up for that. But me, Sicario, Ricky, and Hangman, we're just trying to fine tune, the competitiveness, side. Sicario's he's one of the first guys that was on the team when I started. He didn't get to play in the leagues this year because his work schedule fell off. So now he's trying to gear up. He's like, nope, I'm going to make him. I'm going. And so he's trying to get himself tuned up for that. And while me and Ricky and Hangman just trying to fine tune certain things, what we were doing wrong, what the team was doing wrong. But we're looking to get into at least try to get out to two Speed QB tournaments, the closest ones, and come back for vengeance for CSL. So, there's a few teams
Gotcha.
that we're coming for them. But other than that, it's just, just playing. I do like the pistol tacking and stuff like that. Uh, Ricky, he's a team tech. M4 and, anything except for pistols, they all come to me but we got things like that. And we're just, just trying to grow a little bit more together as a team. We're waiting for our home field to be officially open because then one thing that we actually like doing is hosting events. We like
Gotcha.
coming up with scenarios and things like that. And the last one we did, I think I did it. It was Darkness Ascent a year ago in outdoors. We played a night game. It was kind of like
Okay.
Hardpoint. I got these little, the chess, the timers.
Yeah.
I bought three of them, put them in three different parts of the map, put a color tape on each one. And it's basically who has the most time at that point wins.
Right.
And they were just playing all night to nighttime. Had glow sticks by them. I even had my boy Trapper. He has a minigun, and we put balloons on him. Ducky, because his call sign is a duck, but he dressed up as a duck with balloons. And basically, they were juggernauts. They were going um, periodically different times in the field, lay down fire, and the only way you can kill them if you pop the balloons on their back.
Oh shit.
So we did that. I had like a foam tube scattered around the yard on the field. If you get three of the same color, you bring it. You have to find me, bring it to me, and I'll basically get a missile strike. You tell me the area you want, I'll go there with a smoke, throw it in there, cover it, and you have 30 seconds to get whoever's in that spot is dead,
Yeah.
same team or non-team. But from a 30-foot radius, if you're waiting, once I say everybody in this field is dead, they move, you can move in and capture that area.
Nice.
And you have 30 seconds before when the smoke clears before the opposite team can move in. So we did
Man,
things
that
like
sounds fun.
yeah. I didn't get that much footage in that one. It was more organizing. We were like, stationed.
Right.
I had little clips on YouTube, little clips of the night game, people loving seeing the tracers fly and stuff like
Okay.
that. But we like doing that too. We like doing a lot of stuff for the community besides also playing. So
That is cool, man. I like that. All right.
yeah.
All right. Well, one more question for you.
Yep.
If so, you guys play tournaments. You like playing tournaments. If you had a choice of to play against any team in America right now, who are you playing against?
I play against LTD.
Okay.
They're, everybody will probably say SYG, and they're fine. I watch a lot of film, but LTD, I feel like they're like the underdogs. They've won like the competitions in the West Coast. They don't travel that much, so they don't get that
Yeah.
much exposure. But I feel like what they do as a team is what we do because they do strategy. They're on the field. They have certain calls. People playing double sides. That's what we do. I may tell them Hangman and me, we play snake side. Follow each other going, and that's what they do. So I want to play against a team that I look as like inspiration, but
Yeah.
also see who could do the strategy better.
That's cool,
And
man.
they're one of the OG teams that started playing in SpeedQB. So it was also
Okay.
why go after SYG? Everybody's gonna go after. I'm gonna go after LTD.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome, man. Hell yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'll have to talk to one of those guys too then.
yeah,
That'd be cool. All
yeah.
right. Well, man, listen, it's been great talking with you, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, well, thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, where can everybody find you online?
Online, Instagram, King Lobo, same thing as Facebook. Check the team, Flawless Technique Airsoft on Instagram and Facebook, and YouTube is Flawless Technique Airsoft.
Awesome. I appreciate you, brother. You have a
All
good
right,
day.
you too, bro. Thank you.
Peace, man.
See ya.